Hey everybody, Koricon Nala here, and we're going to be looking at the trailer for the Telugu film called Hello, with an exclamation point. Hello! And we did the teaser trailer back in November, and I liked the parkour elements, but I was wondering if he was going to, he's obviously going to have some fight scenes in the movie, and they didn't show any of the fight scenes, so I'd like to see what some of the fight scenes would look like and how they're directed and choreographed and things like that. These posters that came out, I like them. They're a little cartoony. It shows some humor, so I'm hoping that there's some humor in the film. Like especially this bottom one, he's kind of cuddling up to the girl while he's kicking the guy in the face at the same time. I like that. It's a silly poster. I'm hoping that is the feeling that the movie is going to portray, because I think that would be a good, fun movie, even if it has serious elements to it. Because the teaser showed more serious elements, like him trying to get the girl back. So let's check out the trailer. We'll see what they got for us, and then we'll go through it afterwards, but I do not have any subtitles, so if there is dialogue, I may need some help. It's about 2 minutes long, so let me know what I might miss from the dialogue, but let's check it out. Yeah, someone told me this was the same director who did 24.
Hello, ఈ అబ్బాయి పేరు అవినాష్.
Yep, I'll need help with translation, guys.
ఎవరూ లేని సీను లైఫ్ లోకి అనుకోకుండా తన సోల్మేట్ వచ్చింది. అది అతనికి తెలిసే లోపే దూరం అయిపోయింది. అన్నీ మనం అనుకున్నట్టే జరిగితే దేవుడికి బోరు కొట్టేది. అవినాష్ గా మారిన సీనుకి ఈ రోజు చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. అనుకోని సంఘటనలు ఇతని లైఫ్ ని ఎలా మార్చబోతున్నాయో. హలో
Oh, and he gets a phone call that someone took her or something like that. Find his soulmate. That was just a teaser.
15 ఏళ్లుగా ఒక అమ్మాయి కోసం ఎదురు చూస్తున్న నీకు పిచ్చిరా. మర్చిపోవాలిరా.
అమ్మ తన సోల్మేట్ మా.
నేను ఎవరికైనా దగ్గర
అవ్వాలి. చాలా shot. I like that location.
ఏంటో నీకు చాలా తొందరగా దగ్గరైంది. అమ్మకు చెప్పావు కదా నీ లైఫ్లో ఒకరు ఉన్నారని, అలాగే నా లైఫ్లో కూడా ఒకరు ఉన్నారు.
కుర్రోడా ఓ కుర్రోడు వచ్చి ఇంతమందిని కొట్టాడు. చంపేశావా? ఇదంతా వాడు ఫోన్ కోసమా?
I like the music. It's got a grandiose thematic score.
హలో ప్రియ గారు, ఒకవేళ డెస్టినీకి వేరే ప్లాన్ ఉంటే?
Hello?
Avi, you're a really nice guy.
Rain. I like Rain. Oh, you Cool. Alright, let's go back. So, they grew up together. I guess he lived on the streets. She was more of a wealthy family. They were really childhood friends and soulmates. She would leave him money, things like that. And I like the fact that he's sitting in the same spot, like it's their place. And then he gets the phone call basically threatening her life or saying they have her or that she's getting married to somebody else. Something that is making him have to go save her or get with her and let her know his feelings, kind of thing. I don't know for these backflashes with him as a kid. I don't know if they're going to do backflashes or if it's going to be one large section of the film. So 3 ways that they could do it. One, they could start the film out with them as children, and you don't even get to your main actors as adults until about a half an hour in. Or they could pepper it as backflashes. So you have your main story going on, and when something reminds him of her, like sitting at the bench or seeing a car drive by a certain way, that it instigates a flashback for a specific scene that's relevant to that sequence that he was just in. And they'll have like five or six of those peppered throughout the movie. Or they do the first interval, and then for the beginning of the second interval, it's 20 to 30 minutes of backflash as children, and then go back to the story where they have the ending where he, you know, beats everybody up and gets the girl. So I don't know which way that they're going to do it. I'm thinking because in the trailer they had set it up with things that were similar, like the kid sitting on the bench and then him as an adult sitting on the bench. Later, you know, him running and then you see the kid running. That it's going to be more of peppered backflashes that are sprinkled throughout the movie. So you might have five or six backflashes throughout the film for specific sequences. That is what I think is going to happen. Otherwise, there's not really much need for them to set up that kind of similarities. So I think we're not going to get one long backflash. I think it's going to be a series of backflashes. More to just give us some characterization and show how long they've been in love with each other and all that kind of jazz. So in the teaser, it dealt more with the parkour part. We have some sections in the trailer here that have some parkour, but most of it seemed like just the stuff that was in the teaser. I don't think they gave us much more than what they've already shown us, but we did get more of the story between the boy and the girl. The teaser was more of just a showcase of some of the action. But I like this location shot. I like the fact that the camera is in the trees, so it's within shade, almost like you're observing it. You have the sun coming in, it's being blocked, or the sun is setting and it's being blocked by the tree trunk. So you get a nice diffused light to half of her. It just looks really cool with the greens and the reds and the whites from the building. It's a great location and well framed, good camera placement. I also really like this location. I'm assuming it's the same building that we just saw from the outside. This is just the inside. Could be a different building. But I think we saw this in the teaser as well. It's a great location. I like the way it looks. The architecture of it, it's very narrow but very deep. Has the expanse of it, but also claustrophobic. It's a great way of making her, it's supposed to make her feel like she's alone. And it shows the, you know, I guess you could say the depth of her soul, but it's, you know, life is compressed around her. She feels alone and isolated. But it's a beautiful shot. Very poetic, I think. I think the director was going for those kind of visuals to make it a poetic, to go along with her mood, what was going on in her head. That this location is supposed to help the audience feel her loneliness. And just like in the teaser, we have this same shot where he's running towards the camera, and then they have an edit where they jump it to the other side and you see him catching the pole. It's like a pole between the buildings. That wasn't. Now these fight sequences here, they're very short. We just had one punch really, which I thought I thought it was cool. Because you see his face, he's like, like he just doesn't care. No, he doesn't give him any notice that he's going to do it, just swing. And then this guy getting thrown down, but it's all one hits. There's no, I wanted to see more of the fight choreography. So all we saw is like one punch, threw the guy head on the table, did one kick, but nothing that was really choreographed. No multiple, you know, contacts. Looks like we'll get a pretty cool chase sequence. Now, I like what they did showing what's going on in the back of this truck. You have all the stuff falling down, but the camera is kind of panning around it at the same time. I like that. It's a cool dynamic way of just, instead of just having the camera right behind it and you see everything fall down, to make it feel like you're one of the cars behind the truck and it's kind of panning around. This is going to be a song and dance sequence, but a very beautiful location. It's like in a palace. Everybody's got really colorful and flowy garments. I love that. Look at all of that architecture, the detail, all the detail that's in that scene. All of the little intricacies of the tapestry, the architecture, the wood, the stuff between the columns, even down to the couches, the seats, the embroidery. I love it. It looks cool. It's very well lit, especially with all of those designs that are in the walls. The sunlight that's coming in is casting some interesting shadows and diffused light throughout. It's a really good looking location. This is that what I call the Jackie Chan stunt. It's because it reminds me a lot of the stunt that Jackie Chan did in Police Story. Looks a lot like that. And some more of the... Now this is new, but everything else so far besides those other punches. But he's in the chair and then he falls an entire floor. That's gotta hurt. Now it makes sense why he was able to kind of break through the wood that he was tied to, is because he fell he fell a story and broke the chair. Action sequence for the motorcycle car chase. I think that looks good, and I'm liking that the camera is pulled back a bit. They have some longer shots. It is edited a bit too much in the trailer, but I think in the movie they'll have longer edits because they have some really cool smooth pan shots and movements along with the cars that are going on to try and make it feel like you're there. I think that car chase sequence is going to be a highlight of the film. I think it's going to be a good part. The fights, I don't know, just because, again, they didn't really give us much of the fight sequences. I want it to feel more real, like the parkour does, since they are doing parkour, and that those stunts look real. I would like the fighting to have a more realistic feel to it as well. Even though it feels like a masala style film with the song and dance and family drama and the love story and the action and everything, I would rather not have the masala genre fighting with slow-mo and over the top, just because of the parkour. So if you're going to do realistic stunts and real stunts for the car chases and the parkour, I would want the fighting to match. So I'm hoping that the fight sequences are more grounded and realistic and not over the top. But for other masala films, that's a part of the genre, and I have no problem with that. I'm just saying, if you're going to go realistic for everything else, then you need to do that for the fight scenes as well. I also need some help with some translation. There's some things in there that I did not understand. I'm assuming he's just talking about, she's my soulmate, I need to get her back. There was some dialogue with the villain that I didn't know. He's probably saying like he's coming or you need to stop him, something like that, I'm assuming. But let me know what they said, and comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this trailer. What do you think? If they're going to have realistic chase sequences and parkour stunts, should they also have realistic fight choreography? Or do you not mind if everything else is more realistic and the fighting is still the slow-mo and over-the-top action sequences that is normal for a lot of masala genre films? What would you prefer? But let me know your thoughts. Also, I'm close to hitting 15,000 subscribers, and I'm going to be doing a 15K celebration video. And so I'm taking video submissions from YouTubers and fans. So you guys, if you want to submit a video to be in the 15K celebration, keep it under 3 minutes so that nobody runs too long. And send it to koriconnala@gmail.com. Also, links to all of my stuff is in the description below, along with this trailer, my social medias, Mailbox, Patreon, Discord. There's a bunch of stuff, so go down there and check those out. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends! And I will see you on the next video.